Welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. Featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent with my co-host Bill, J-Bone, and Mark, and this is the Throwback Edition for NWA-TNA number 65. Gentlemen, welcome to Throwback Tuesdays. Now Tuesday Throwbacks. Should
we still call it Tuesday?
No, he wasn't even born, I don't think, when these were happening. But where we it's Throwback Tuesday. It doesn't have the same ring as Thursday, but we're getting used to the Tuesday time.
Time Machine Tuesdays.
Time Machine Tuesday. I like it. This is number 65. We've been doing this for 65 weeks, and probably before we went on the air just now, guys, we were amongst ourselves. We were talking about how this is one of our least liked episodes of the. I mean, and we love the throwbacks. I'm gonna make that very clear. We absolutely love throwbacks. We enjoy watching them again. We enjoy watching for the first time in Jay's case. We love the excitement. A lot of times we compare it to saying they're better than today's shows a lot of times. But this one was a dilly of a pickle, as Ned Flanders would say, guys. This one was tough. And we're gonna jump into it. But
tougher than a $2 steak.
I tell you, man.
Yeah. I mean, that disclaimer should just apply, and let's not be apologist about it. We pump up this show all the time, and we love it. This is probably the worst episode we've seen. It was today. It was a stinker.
Now, we'll say this. Jay and I know it. You guys don't, but there is a huge highlight in this episode, though. There's one big bomb dropped that ends up kind of coming around later. And Jay, I think we're on the same page. We did not even coordinate what this is. I think we both caught it. But there is one big thing that's revealed on this episode that ends up kind of living on to this day in a very big way. So we'll talk about that.
If you're just talking about an announcement.
Yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
No.
I thought you were talking about something that actually happened on the show.
Oh no, there's an announcement on this show
I'll give you the announcement. That was the only takeaway.
That was a big one. And I'll tell you the context at the time too. And Bill, you might remember what was going on around that time, what made it a big deal. But we'll talk about it. So stay tuned.
Super curious.
Yeah, stay tuned on that one, guys. Anyway, in the chat. So good evening, everybody.
I think we all have little highlights from this one. Okay. I know I have something completely out of left field.
You were right. You're right, J-Bone. There were little.
Bridge.
He fell all over this episode, and J-Bone's right. There were little highlights. It's true.
There were.
Damn true.
So there were little things, not too many great things, but we'll talk about it, guys. But what's going on with you, gentlemen? What's going on? I just got back into town. I do want to give a quick shout out. The gentleman who made our intro is filmmaker Rob Malinowski, Polish Rob, as he's known in the film circle, and he just got married this past weekend. I want to give a congrats to him. I just went to his wedding.
Rob.
So Rob is he's in St. Lucia right now, so he's has a lot of that going on. Definitely, I'm sure. But
juicing coconuts.
Yeah. Well, he's on the islands.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, right.
So big shout out to one of my best friends. I want to give him a shout out. And he did the intro for the show here. So, but if you haven't seen his films, you just type his name in on YouTube. A lot of his films come up. He's a great wrestling filmmaker, and he's got a big one planned for this year. I'll tell you guys off the air. I don't want to reveal his story, but I want to give it away.
But Trent, you are at a wedding.
I was at a wedding.
We rarely have the opportunity. We got to do it.
Here comes the bride.
Oh my God!
All dressed in white.
I'm even wearing this bastard t-shirt. Look at that. Good one, Bill. Very good. Good time.
Is that a new heavy shirt or what?
And I'm wearing his best friend. Oh, sorry.
Look at that. That's an interesting shirt. But what's going on?
How early?
Yeah, you are a little early, Jay. But you should save it for tomorrow. Bill's got the sweet tea out.
My whole past week.
Yeah, there was an announcement today about that guy.
Absolutely. There's not. He's got a tie-in. Mark's got some swag on too. So, but what's going on with you guys? What's new? What happened this weekend? Anybody get into anything cool? What's going on? How about you guys in the chat? What did I really do this weekend? What's going on, Bill? How many shows?
No shows this weekend. I took a little break from shows after the previous 2 weeks.
After the
actually, I could have went. I think there was like an H2O show, but I took it off. I went to a baseball game on Saturday.
Did you?
The first one up in technically yes. It was the taxi squad, as they call it. So the guys that didn't make the big league roster that are like still training at the first game at the minor league stadium. That's only about 25 minutes from me. So
interesting.
I checked that out.
How was it?
But It was good. It was overcast, a little chilly, but interesting to see because I did go to a Phillies game the night before going down to Florida for Mania Week. So I did the 15 shows and a baseball game the night before.
Gotcha. Cool. Nice. That's right. It's fun. What are you laughing at there, Jay? What's going on in your house? You're snickering over.
Oh, first I don't. We don't share comments much anymore, but I had to share this
one.
Yeah. Given it's 4:20, I was going to skip this live, but then I got high. Yeah. Thank you, Zach.
I was gonna send Mark like Merry Christmas because this is like his day, but I figured he's already got enough going on, so like he's already in his zone today. But Merry Christmas, Mark.
Thank you. I've been celebrating all day.
That's all you need to say. See, we talk in code. We can just talk in code here. That's all we need to do. We keep it so YouTube doesn't get mad at us.
I like it.
And I saw that our good buddy Kyle, because we are both big fans of the Boston market, and he was sending out that you gotta give credit to even the Boston market getting in on the shenanigans today.
Was that for real, Bill? Was that
it was for real? I got the email when he first did it. I thought it was a joke, but then I checked and I had the email too.
Yeah.
And here is what they were promoting today.
Let's do it. We have pie.
Pie for 420 at Boston Market.
We've turned the corner. We've truly turned the corner. Can we just legalize?
We really have. Like,
let's legalize nationally and be
when
done.
Boston Market, and I guess what New York legalized today.
Oh, did they really?
Crazy. They did something. They legalized something today.
That's what the guy was handing out joints for vaccines today. Did you guys see that?
And I know that's. There's people doing that, I think, across the country at different places.
I got vaccinated 12 times today. It was awesome.
Oh, comment of the night already. Look at that.
I did get vaccinated last Friday, actually.
Good job.
I did not have that same feeling when I got my vaccination.
you went to the wrong dispensary / vaccination location.
Obviously, way too conservative.
That's funny. No, that's funny stuff. That is good times. Good times there. Dynamite.
Me personally, my schedule has been all over the place.
Yeah,
there's been some living changes in the household as of recent. My son's with me a lot more often, so I'm trying to change my schedule to fit him being here, so I'm around him more. And he's actually in bed now, and my office is next to his bedroom, so I'm trying not to, just be too exuberant.
Nothing this episode that's going to make you scream. Anyway.
Exactly. Oh, good take. Good tie-in, Mark. Because nothing on this episode is going to make you go nuts at all.
Maybe scream and run away. Jesus.
Yeah. This was a very odd episode. Like we said, these episodes are so action-packed. This was so. One thing I got to say, the crowd was packed. They did the wide shot, and the rafters were packed on this one. So the crowd's packed, and they were
off.
They were off. They were so off on the show. This crowd was.
The plants didn't show up.
I don't know what was going on, but the crowd
was off because they got the same feeling from this show that we did. This whole show was just, the whole was very flat and meh.
Yeah.
And we can get, once we start going over the show, the opening segment killed the show.
That I said the same thing to Mark.
One guy's fault, just as usual.
I texted the same exact thing to Mark. I said the opening killed it.
I'll blame it on two, actually.
Well, let's jump in, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We need to know where.
I get there.
All
right. I've been doing this for 65 weeks.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, but I thought we were skipping it.
It's been.
Was about to ring his bell. Ding, ding, ding.
I've been doing this for 65 weeks, Mark. I got a system down here. Okay. Now this was NWA TNA number 65, October 8th, 2003. Now I was on my buddy Dave's couch. Yeah. And we probably ordered some pizza. It's the fall, so we definitely did pizza. And my birthday is like a few weeks after this, so it's definitely pizza month. Is what's going on. So that's what we're doing. We probably ordered from the place called the Village, Bill. It's a place called the Village.
And you were getting regular pizza. You were never getting deep dish.
Nah, we did thin crust because deep dish was special occasions, like the Raven Jarrett show was a deep dish. A couple of the X Division tournaments were deep dishes. A couple of different peaks and valleys. Like Jeff, I think I remember Sting's debut was a deep dish night. Things like that. You gotta go. It was a Wednesday night.
Debut?
You get a Jeremy Borash PowerPoint. You gotta break out the deep dish.
That's right. So that's our night. Mark, what was going on with you? October 8th, 03.
Again, a Wednesday, it's got to be either I was at Numbers here in Houston, like getting hyped for Halloween, which is like the club I grew up in, which reopens next month for the first time in over a year.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't wait. My longest span in my life, not being there, probably.
So it's a nightclub? What is that? What is it?
Yeah, it's a nightclub.
Okay.
So I was either doing that or probably working, since I was working the second job still at the video game store.
Nice. All right. Bill, what event were you at this time? This is fall now, baseball season.
It is. So I could have been doing something, but I did look back, and I actually did see a email correspondence on this day that I still had. So I know I applied for a job at a sports marketing agency that day,
Nice.
which ceased to exist. It was because remember, this is 2003.
Right.
This is like when Lance Armstrong's in his heyday. It was actually for like a cycling like company.
Really?
Like a big one that was doing like cycling events across the country.
Yeah.
And but obviously that's before it all fell out. I found out that I looked into it a little bit. That company did not last much longer. So good thing I didn't wind up there.
No kidding.
It would have been a short-term deal.
I do love the inbox that's lasted all this time, though. I got to give it.
That's what happens when you make a Hotmail email in high school and keep it forever.
I still got mine. I'm with you.
Occasionally, it gets full now, so I got to be on top of it. And then it's because it gets full very easily, and then I'll be like, oh man, your email didn't send, or I didn't get an email because it's too full. So
You're
got to clear out that email box.
You see mailing lists you signed up for in 03. Like, what the fuck was I thinking with this? I got so many of those, man. I Hotmail. It's nuts.
Yeah, most of them have given up at this point.
Yeah.
I figured me and Johnny Swinger were hanging out back then.
J-Bone, make up something. I know it's gonna be tough. Make up something for me.
Let's see. Well, we were getting ready for Halloween just a few weeks away, and we got hit with 3 freaking feet of snow.
In October 03?
I'm
Nod your head, J-Bone. Just nod your head. Just nod your head. Smile. There we go. All right, well, let's jump in, guys.
It's Wisconsin. It's an easy one.
It's an easy one. It's a good crutch to lie on. But let's jump.
It's a little tougher. It's in the middle of summer, but fuck it. It's Wisconsin. It's still 3 feet of snow.
He's right. He's absolutely right. Let's jump in, everybody. They did start off with a recap of 64. A great video package by JB again on this. But the opening segment. Let's spend a minute on. This is what we all feel kind of killed the theme of the show, because it's TNA doing his intro. Jarrett interrupts the intro, gets in the ring, calls out Dusty, and it's already like you're already feeling the because
crowd's booing already.
They're booing because Dusty is nostalgically over. It's Dusty Rhodes, and you got Jarrett all pissed off. Let me set this up and we'll debate. He calls out Dusty. Dusty comes out. Jarrett wants him to listen. He won't let him talk, and he's like, "You robbed me of my title match last week. You robbed me, and I don't appreciate it." And it's like, you're just like all the old veterans, Hogan, Macho Man, blah, 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 who would cut their mother's throats to get what they want. At this point, I wrote in my notes, how does this affect Jeff Jarrett?
It doesn't.
Because he still has a guaranteed shot at this point.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who's holding the belt. He has the shot.
TNA even says it. That's the crazy part. TNA mentions this at this point. He's like, he's getting a shot either way. I'm like, why are you upset then?
Crowd's way too smart for this too.
Because they're trying to play off the thing that Jarrett wanted his first.
It's like, what difference does it make?
It's stupid. Yeah,
the crowd's too smart for Jarrett here. They're booing him,
and this is one of the first times he interacts with the crowd booing him.
Does he react? And what does he say?
He's like, no, you don't know.
Yeah.
And then because someone, obviously smart aleck, he said something you can't make out, but they're probably like, go back there, Jeff, shut up. Pretty much what we've been saying for the last 20 years.
That one gets a bell because it's Jeff Jarrett interrupting right on Mike TNA's opening, so that's a bell. But he doesn't let Dusty talk. Dusty says, look, it's either way. It's him versus the champion. So not what you're going to worry about. So, you're fine. I don't know what you're upset about. It is what it is. So, hey, and he's going to be the champion. So he calls it.
It's just so, because it's like this promo could have lasted a third of the time, but Dusty keeps interrupting and Jarrett keeps starting over. So it's right there off the bat, it's like, okay, Dusty, just shut the hell up and let him finish this so we can move on with the freaking show.
It just had no chemistry.
because he even comes out with his mic. He's like, "You don't need your mic, Dusty." But this was indie shows are better planned out than this by
it
far.
Got me. I
Like
can't believe it.
And two veterans, guys that know what they're doing, act like a couple noobs here. I don't know what's going on.
Set the tone for the whole show too.
This is about the time when I think Russo started drinking backstage.
which was ridiculous.
I love Russo.
If he had that excuse.
No flow. And then what killed it even more, you went right from this to a backstage promo with Hudson, AJ, and Trinity talking about where's Russo. AJ's like, I haven't seen him in a week. He's pissed off. But they reference Explosion at this point. And they said you guys had a walk-off split on Explosion, which is mind-boggling. That they number one, they didn't show a clip. They didn't show a clip. And second of all, they reference Explosion of 03, and we can't even get them we didn't get them to acknowledge Explosion in 2020.
They're dropping story beats on Explosion for
That's
their
crazy
storyline on the main show.
But my thing is, why didn't they show a clip? They should have showed a clip at this point.
Did they ever show a clip though of any of these explosions? Because they've mentioned it before. This ain't a first.
Yeah.
Once in a while, when it tied into a story, they'll show a clip of like a match that happened of some guy or whoever it was happened on Explosion. We'll see it, and they've done it in the past on a couple we watched. But they'll do more of it as it goes on. Remember, at this point, Explosion's getting syndicated more and more at this point. But again, it's still always been the bastard child of this company. Always. And to the point where they can't even put it on the app. So go figure, right? But I don't know. They referenced that. And then Siaki and ECMO just jump in here for no reason at all. Like, no logic. They're just like, yeah, we're here. And where's Vince? You know, like, it's just like, what the fuck do you have to do with any of it?
Talking over each other.
Sloppy. Just kill the tone.
It's like it shows that Siaki is still tied with AJ, sort of, but now the bigger thing is now ECMO's with Siaki, so that, in my opinion, completely trumps, pardon the term, but it completely trumps AJ as champ at this point. I mean, that's me because I'm a huge ECMO fan. So
yeah.
It's like okay, so Siaki and ECMO over here ready to just dominate the tag team division. They don't have to be with AJ no more. AJ doesn't need that. AJ should have, at this point, they should be like if they're worried about, excuse me, this is how I would fantasy book the shit out of this. If they're worried about Dusty or Jeff taking the title at this point, as Russo, I'd be bringing in some fresh big monster to back up AJ. That's what I would do to help keep this thing fresh.
Right. It was weird. Just two flat segments back to back. Didn't do it for anybody.
Hey, Scott Hudson equals flat.
I can't blame the first segment on Scott Hudson. That's for sure.
No, but that was just not the time to follow up. And I could even feel like you'll see, when you get to one of the last, because they go to Hudson probably 12 times in this episode.
Every time.
And at the end, Tenay's just like, and we're going back to Scott Hudson. I just feel like Tenay was living this horror that was with us during this episode.
He must be on some kind of contract where he has a minimum amount of camera appearances per show or something. They're always on Scott Hudson. More than Trinity.
They were on Goldilocks too. They're big with the backstage interviewer, and there was only one, for the most part, except when we got Terry.
Yeah,
love Terry. Bring Terry back.
Terry was pretty good. I like Terry.
Yeah, I like Terry better than Hudson.
The first match, again, I see this more as a palate cleanser match than an opening match. Again, we're starting off weird, but it's redshirt security, Northcutt and Wilson taking with Callis and taking on D'Lo and Chris Vaughn because Santello's got to separate his shoulders on the outside. Right off the bat, redshirt security's music is incredible. If anybody caught this, okay. I'm like, I can't be crazy because it's literally like a siren going.
I kept looking around. I'm like, there's something going off in the house.
I couldn't stop laughing.
It was like Isaac Yankem memories. I was like, what the fuck kind of music is this?
It was unbelievable. It was like, I was like, this is so funny. It's fun.
It was like Steiner's entrance on meth.
Yeah, basically. It was just hilarious. But they explain later on, D'Lo and Chris Vaughn are teaming because Santel's got a separate shoulder, and this just kind of got thrown together, basically.
Well, we got the little bit last week where D'Lo said he watched it back. So I mean, there was at least some meat to it. Yeah. Pretty quick match. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. I just wrote down that, Northcutt hits the Northcutt driver. Very original name here. Northcutt driver on Vaughn.
Ass. Decapitated him.
I wrote my notes literally say he's a badass. Yeah. I'm gonna go down to my dying day swinging that Kevin Northcutt should have been a bigger star in TNA than he ended up being. I don't know what happened backstage that this guy didn't get further, but he has everything it takes, in my opinion, for the big man gimmick to work. Yeah, he really could go. Anything else in this? I mean, Watts comes out and cleans house later on, but is there anything else? Rudy's staring at this shit break down at the end before the Northcutt driver. Like, classic Rudy. Dude, this was just so bad. I mean, what was it? Was it a chair that was in the ring? Or I don't even remember what it was anymore, but he's basically staring at this interference happen in the ring as a foreign object or something. I don't even remember. And then as soon as the double team happens, he turns around and then counts the pin off the Northcutt driver. And it's like, what? But
he didn't have D'Lo tag in, even though he was there watching D'Lo. Yeah,
it's like, right.
He's like, I didn't see it because Dennis Northcutt told me he didn't tag him.
I felt that the crowd was odd. They were very into D'Lo, but then also very into, like, they weren't into Santel or Vaughn or anything. They're into D'Lo, but then they were also into Northcutt. I felt like it was weird. I was like, they were into one guy from each team, because every time each of these guys did anything, they reacted. It was again, very confused crowd.
Yeah, this crowd was all over the place. If D'Lo wasn't inserted into this match, then it's a squash match with no interest on black shirt security.
Yeah.
It's what I don't know how there was ever interest in black shirt security. They might have been two Palmers over there.
It basically was. It was the Palmers over 03. 03 Palmers.
It was probably Palmer Senior.
It could have been his dad. Yeah, let's go with his dad. Don West at this point, black on black, looking great. I actually like the black on black a lot. It looks cool.
He's Johnny Cash now.
He is Johnny Cash.
Oh, hey, we have two brand new Cage girls tonight.
We do at this point.
I thought we may have saw one in the last couple weeks. The one's brand new, but I feel the other one looks a little familiar. Like the days of Lollipop are gone, it feels like.
Well, yeah, we had Amber in the right cage for a couple of months now, but she wasn't there tonight either. So, yeah, I don't know. The other girl, one of them has been around before. I just thought they were both new tonight. I didn't recognize either.
Are you talking about the brunette?
Yeah, I think and it may have been a couple weeks ago. She was there for like a episode. I feel like, because she looked really familiar, but the other one totally new.
Yeah. Gotcha. What are you saying, Jay?
Neither one of them knew what, like, they're gorgeous, they're adorable, but like where's the camera?
Oh yeah, they were just there to dance, man. I don't think they're there really
that's
do much.
They said dance in the cage. The other ones were. They did in multiple weeks. They knew where the camera guy was. They were working that angle. The other ones, they're just there dancing, and they're like, maybe the camera guy catches it at the right time.
Here's your $100, have a good night.
They were involved in a little angle in the next match, actually, when Kaz comes out.
Were they? I'm missing this.
Kaz hands out flowers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Now, flat segments again. Now, this wasn't flat, but it was like there's too much talking on the show. We go right to a TNA sit down with Dusty, and he's talking about his first title win in Tampa, what it meant to him, what this shot means. I can listen to Dusty talk about classic stuff all day long. Don't get me wrong, I love it.
I love this segment.
I just think this should have been again later in the show. Let people breathe with something like this. This was too much up front. We just saw Dusty. You're giving me a lot up front here. It's heavy.
Yeah, this was very up north like.
Yeah,
right, to start the show.
Good interview though.
I liked it.
I do love the analogy of this was the title that Jack Briscoe held. That's how Harley Race held. It's like the importance adds to it. I do enjoy that.
The sit down with Dusty is always entertaining.
I can listen to him talk all day long. Dusty talking about history of wrestling is awesome.
Yeah.
The cut again. More talking now. We go right to an outside segment. So Jerry Lynn, he's leaving the venue, pissed off. What did his shirt say? I meant to write this down.
Oh, the back did say something.
It said something very particular, like piss off or like.
It was like I hate something.
I hate everyone or something. I don't know, something stupid. But
it was some death metal shirt.
Yeah, but he's leaving. The camera guy keeps trying to ask him what's going on, and he's like, "I'm not talking." You know, I'm not saying anything. He's like, "Why don't you ask Cal's why every match is interference? You know, how about that? Talk to management about that. I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore." You know? And he's angry Jerry, and he jumps in his car and peels out. You literally heard that. You know, he's out. So
he was Bad Mood Brian before Bad Mood Brian.
He was basically the transition of Jerry Lynn is like how they did with Brian Myers. It's funny, but again, a lot of talking up front. This is 6 segments if you include Don West's Black on Black here, but 6 moments, and 5 of them are talking. Only one's been a match. That's a lot up front. So
This is a bunch of crap. This just sucks.
Exactly. It's like we're off to a weird start. Crowd's already like out. They're checked out a little bit. This one, a third of them are like checking out.
Yeah.
But we finally get to a match here.
Oh, hold on, wait, real quick. In that segment in the middle, Jarrett leaves the building. Also, Jeff Jarrett leaves the arena.
Did they show that?
We get an announcement. We get an announcement that Jeff Jarrett has left the building. He's done tonight, right?
Okay, I didn't even catch that. So
because it comes back around later. That comes up later.
Yes, it does.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. X Division match. So this next match, X Division match, it's Sabin versus Michael Shane, trophy versus title. And this is Sabin's X Cup or not X Cup. It was the X Cup trophy. What do they call it at the time?
It was the Super X Cup trophy for the X Division title. Yeah.
This was trophy versus title. So somebody was walking out with both.
Right.
Yeah. And what do you get with the trophy other than a trophy?
Bragging rights, I think. Right. That's so if you win that in a match, you didn't even win the trophy in the Super X Cup. You just won it from some dude in an after bet.
You just won a trophy. We don't win the title of the trophy.
It really is bragging rights versus a title.
That's it.
Pretty much. Look, Bill. Look, Bill.
The trophy didn't have
get in the way here.
The trophy didn't have a cash-in value at this point. It was just a trophy.
It was just a trophy.
It's literally nothing. Sabin's like, I'll put up nothing against your title. And Michael Shane's like, hell yeah, I'll take that. My title versus nothing.
This match should have been so much better than it was. It sucked. This was one of the worst X Division matches I've ever seen. And I hate saying that because it's Chris Sabin. And Michael Shane's proved himself over the last 2 months in this company. And I'm like, what happened here with these guys? Clunky as hell. The finish is Shane hooks Sabin's trunks and gets the win, wins the trophy.
But even that
clunky match.
The whole match was clunky. Even the pinning sequence of alternating roll-ups, they missed a couple. It must have been something in the water at the asylum that night, because everything was off. Even in at this time, let's remember the X Division is practically fucking perfect.
It's the company.
There are no mistakes in the X. Every week we get a pay-per-view quality level match out of the X Division, if not 2. This week we got this. I'm not sure what happened here.
I'm shocked. And Bill, you're a huge Sabin guy. I mean, it hurts to say a Sabin match sucked, but this one just didn't happen, man.
Yeah, they just didn't go, and they've worked together and were fine. But this one, I don't know. Like on some of the ones, I hate throwing a lot of blame on the ref, but it seemed like he was going very Rudy in this, like just obviously delaying calls. I think that hurt the flow, and I don't know if that hurt them or. I'd like to go back and see the taping schedule and just see what kind of was going on around then, because it just felt like. If this was Impact TNA of a couple of years ago, it felt like day 5 of a taping schedule. Like the guys were gassed. Like they just didn't have it in them. And that's what it felt like. It just felt like these guys were working on fumes for whatever reason.
Perfect take. And
because Chris Sabin doesn't put out a match like this. Even at this age, he doesn't. It's like Ace Austin. Like he doesn't put out that. And Shane, like you said, like we didn't see much of Shane until this, but he's been pretty reliable. Now, he was in a lot of multi-man matches. I don't know if that's the issue here, the one-on-one. And I think that could have been it. So maybe we're seeing the real Michael Shane at this point.
Great take.
Because what do we normally get from Michael Shane? Either a multi-man with some crazy spots or
3-man. Or blood, yes. He's bled almost in every match at this point. So, like,
and we don't get any of that from Michael Shane in this match.
It's a straight match. You're right.
Yeah.
So we had to expect everything from Sabin. And can Sabin carry Michael Shane at this point? Probably not. It's probably expecting too much.
That's a great take, Bill. Huge.
Let me reinforce that too. I wrote that down as well. That Shane's been in nothing but multi-man matches until this point. He even won the belt in the multi-man match. Also, the reffing is a great point. At one point near the end, and it's already been a clunky match, Posey lets the belt linger in the ring, and the two of them fuck around for too long. And like the illusion of believability completely vanishes because the refereeing is so poor. Like, it hurt this match really late into the match, right before the roll-up sequence, which was kind of sloppy too. So the whole thing kind of started low and continued to go downhill.
Weird.
Yeah, it was really so bad. I thought Posey, like, does he become a wrestler at this point? Like, I thought he was going to get involved in like the angle in this match. Like,
it was bad
because he seemed so obvious that he wasn't officiating correctly, that he had an agenda, and that's not good. That's not a good thing.
That's a good point. That's good.
Maybe we'll see that.
Well, he does. He eventually becomes a wrestler for a little bit.
And I was wondering the timing, but I'm like, I don't think it's around this time. But it feels weird, this whole thing.
Yeah, you're good point. Good point. And he's a ref now. He's a ref again now, right? He's at AEW.
Well, he was back at Impact, like near the last set of tapings that they had fans at. But then he went to AEW after that. Yeah.
So he's back. It's interesting. All these guys early on in their careers, man, just doing something. And you see their early days when they just couldn't. They weren't as professional. But man,
yeah. We were kind of plagued by it in the Asylum era. I mentioned it last week, Bill. You weren't here, but I said I wished you were because we had some similar issues.
Rudy and Andrew Thomas last week was a disaster.
Yeah,
he was a train wreck last week in '64.
It's that whole Zebra locker room at this time. It's rough. It's real rough.
Yeah,
but you see when they can do a winning thing. So it's. I don't want to give a pass. I'm not giving a pass here, but it's probably more the booking than the actual officials because we see they can do a good job. Like Andrew Thomas was doing fantastic for a long time, but then he can do matches that are like, what the heck are you doing? You look like Rudy. Because he's the senior official, just happens to get in these circumstances more than anybody else. And you're right, because it's an epidemic. I don't know if they just follow the same rules, but officiating is just it's the dusty finishes of early TNA, and we're seeing a lot of it. It's just, that was the calling card, and we know that's why.
Yeah,
it's a lot for a ref to even keep track of. That's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. But this one didn't have it. Jay, you got a take on this one? We kind of talked a lot about this. I didn't want to get.
Well, no, it was still a highlight of the show. I mean, as wonky as it was, because these guys are still good.
Well, probably was.
But yeah, it did show. It did show like their. I don't want to say green because they're better than green, but inexperience.
Yeah, it just the Shane being in a singles is really telling, and that kind of shows what happened here. So. Yeah. Well, keep your eye and see if he progresses from here on, so we'll see.
Oh, I know he does.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Because when I started watching in 2004, 2005, he was absolutely one of my favorites, along with Kazarian when they started tagging up together.
Yeah, he definitely does grow. I can't say he doesn't. It's just early on, and then that. We go to a promo in the back. It's Scott Hudson again, Bill. I should start doing the bell for Hudson, Scott Hudson.
We be dinging all night.
Yeah.
We need something different for Hudson. Like a
you're right. We need another prop for Hudson. We got Hudson's with Gilberti, Simon Diamond, and Johnny Swinger. The Swing Man's in there, and they're talking about
swing.
They're talking about their match coming up.
But there was a highlight that I prepped from this promo is the top moment of this episode. You guys
is what
ready?
You thought Trent was referring to.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jay.
The line that Swinger gives in this promo.
Yeah.
Really scissor.
Oh, you put it in here?
I knew you put it in there too. That's what I was
I didn't see it. Oh, that's great.
Nice.
That's great. I love it. I'll play it again.
They really scissor.
That's awesome.
That's the
Jay.
first time he uses like the current retro swinger gimmick.
Yes.
So that is the I will give J-Bone credit. That is the highlight that happened during this episode.
Now wait a minute.
I give it number 2 spot.
The irony is that the current gimmick is a take on him stuck in a certain time period. So
before this,
the current gimmick is what the we're all over the place here, McFly. We're everywhere. But that's awesome, Jay. Good call, my man. That is a good one there. Good stuff. He does tell three Live Crew that they suck. And David Young comes in and asks, why'd you turn on me, man? You know, he was all pissed off. And they're like, no, we always hit each other with chairs. That's what we do in our group here. You think about it. I got hit last week. Well, how many times did you get it? Oh, Baker's dozen at least. It's like, that's what we do. We like you, David. We like you. So
it was great up until when David showed up.
I love David Young.
I liked David Young earlier. Now I don't know what's going on with David.
Well, I like that he's a bitch. That's the idea. I like that he's their bitch. And he's just a sucker for it. Young it gets even better with Young. I remember just thinking like this guy is such an idiot, but he's lovable at the same time for that reason.
Trent Solo flying the David Young flag, right?
I am. I'm the guy, man. I'm the David Young fan club president over here at this point.
And his in ring is tremendous.
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, his in ring's good.
The match, they'll go right to the match. Gilberti, Simon Diamond, and Johnny Swingman, taking on 3 Live Crew, BG James, Ron Killings, Konnan. At this point, though, guys, TNA apologizes for last week's audio issues. Did you catch this, Mark?
I did not.
We pointed this out last week.
Yeah. It was bad.
Last week's audio was plagued, Bill. I mean, it was plagued. I'm talking like the audio guy was asleep, or they used like a union guy who was definitely
the whole show. The whole show.
It was jacked last week. But he mentions we figured it out. We upgraded our equipment. Upgrades are in place. State of the art stuff coming. You know, I was like, Again, TNA, I love that he acknowledges this kind of shit.
Just filling in the gaps with his spackle, filling in the gaps.
I was like thinking that you could like fast forward this to current times, and I'm waiting for somebody to do an announcement for the Impact Plus app, because it took me hours to log in today. I'm just saying.
The Impact Plus app is operating like this.
Well, and the bad news for people like me that are on Fight is tomorrow's our last day on Fight, and then there's no more Impact Plus on Fight. So,
are you going back to the app then? I mean, are you going to do it? Or are you still? Did you keep your app login this whole time?
I mean, I have to watch the throwbacks and the specials, but just because I have the app doesn't mean I'm going to be able to watch them. Like,
yeah, I know, that's the tragedy, right? Just because you have the app.
Yeah, like I'm not, Bill and Trent are lifelong, Impact fans, but I'm about as hardcore as it gets, and I'm on the fence, man. I don't know.
Listen, a lot of people were talking, man, this past week.
Do it.
But we'll see.
I just don't know if it'll work, Like I mean,
it's the risk you play.
They need and I don't know. We'll talk even more about it. I think probably Thursday.
Yeah.
We really got to get they need to get on the ball on this. It's like that. You just know it's not in a good situation right now, and they're starting, and they've been getting a lot of more eyes recently while these problems are happening.
Yes.
And like that next Impact Plus special, I don't have a good feeling.
And the thing is, like I said, this is probably their most eyeball week coming up. You got Morrow, JR, Kenny, Rebellion. This title changes hands, you're off to the races. I mean, you are off to the races. Yes. This app cannot afford to break. Now, that's it.
Correct. And I was watching that. This is Rebellion before we went on. And I'll tell you what. Like I said, I've gone back and forth. Like, I was like, oh, Kenny, 100%. Why even bother?
Yeah.
A month ago. Then I was a couple weeks ago, like, maybe Rich. There's room. But now, there's some comments in there.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see major shenanigans. Shenanigans.
I do too.
And it could be Don. It could be Scott D'Amore. It could be Tony Khan. But somehow, I think the coach is coming to play. And
what?
he makes a few comments during this that are very Montreal screw job like, and so I just feel someone's getting screwed.
This was on the thing they aired tonight. I didn't watch it yet. This is
much watched. So I think people are going to be wanting to watch this stuff on the app. So we gotta get it working because this is major stuff, and I think you're going to see some major things. So right now we know they've kind of checked out on Twitch a lot, and now
Twitch is just
on the app a lot.
And that's sad because the app is the repository of all this stuff. You know, it
needs to work. That's why I've been getting frustrated. I know I've actually gotten out of line on air a couple times. It's very frustrating. Like if I could pick one thing for Impact to fix, it would be the app, because I feel like it's the biggest missed opportunity right now with everything that's going on. It's just got to get fixed. And now the fight deal, losing the fight deal or fight being bought, whatever, was a real blow to me because I was happy having switched to fight.
I got a feeling something's going to come back from it because, and I mean in a positive way, because look, there's a lot of changes going on. Like if there's a buyout happening, there's going to be changes. So obviously whatever is currently going on may halt, but I think I'm crossing my fingers here for everyone that does use it. It'll kick in again because they're still doing wrestling. They're still doing.
Oh, with fight, you mean? I was like, buyout. Who's buying? AEW buying? What are you talking about?
Well, I just don't think they were expecting this AEW bandwidth issue. Like, I don't think they were expecting as many people that use the app to use the app. That you can look at as a good problem, but you got to address it
until it's not.
You got to funnel some money into it because when you can't handle it, that's worse than. Like you have a popular restaurant, if you can't satisfy the customer, you still go out of business. So
but McDonald's running out of fries.
Well, in the scenario,
I remember years ago, KFC ran out of chicken.
That's right, they did.
Well, that's before the mutant chickens. And the scenario that Bill's setting up here is true. If I'm coming in for the first time and that's my experience, I'm never coming back. Like, that's it. App does it. Well, I think about it now. When I download an app and I don't like it within the first 10 seconds, I delete it and I never think about it again.
It's true. For like the iPhone and stuff, I'll delete an app if it sucks. I'm gonna screw it. Mm-hmm. But this, and you're paying for this. Yeah, there's also a free version, but you're paying a premium here. Not like expensive, but you're paying something monthly, and you're expecting it to work. And if you're a new fan, you're an AEW fan who's like, you know what, I'm gonna come back to Impact. It's been a while. I work with AEW. I'm gonna join up. And then on your free trial, you're getting glitches. You're thinking, shit, for free. I'm getting glitches. The hell with this?
Yeah. And I know like trucks there. Like when I say screw job, there will be a champion crown. Like someone's leaving with all the belts. I'm not saying there will be like a non-finish. I'm just saying it's going to be stuff is going to occur.
Yeah.
There's going to be turns on people and stuff like that going on.
Yeah. We're probably going to see a super kick party.
But once again, and I know a lot of the complaints people had about, like, if you had issues with the relationship, one-sided and stuff, Tommy Dreamer goes into detail in this special about how one-sided it is, that AEW, Tony Schiavone's a fat face, whatever.
Where's it airing, though? This was on Access tonight? I missed it on Access.
It was on Access, and now it's on YouTube, and it was on. It just ended on Twitch right before we went on the air.
Okay, I'm gonna watch after we're done. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna put this on YouTube and watch it tonight. That's awesome. Very cool.
So they're just addressing a lot of things you wouldn't think in this. So that they're addressing these, I think it brings a lot more scenarios than we thought.
And I know this is Time Machine Tuesday, but since we're on it anyways, and it is Wrestle Week, and we are building up to Rebellion, and I forgot what I was going to say. If I could move on, Trent.
420. Guys, real quick reminder for everybody in the chat: if you are watching on YouTube, give it a like, smash that like button, as they say. Hit the like on the video. The more likes, the more it gets found. And Throwback has really, I've noticed an uptick in Throwback numbers, video and audio especially. So you guys are killing it on Throwback. Somebody's really getting into Throwback lately. So thank you guys for that. Yes. But don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button and help it get found even more. Let's pick up where we're at. So definitely good app talk. It all relates into this because we watch this on the apps, and we're only doing this because we care. So let's put that out there. So today, as I talked about the audio issues, upgrades in place, Konnan gets eliminated. So it's an elimination match, which I didn't know. Did they announce that?
Was it Freebird rule elimination?
It was
titles
weird.
On the line.
It was
Is that what
weird.
it was?
I don't think titles on the line.
No,
No belts?
It was non-title, but it was elimination. Like they still
Okay.
wanted to keep everybody involved, swingers back, but they had to change it up a little bit, so they made it elimination.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Order. I mean, pretty standard match. Not a bad match. Good action. At 3 Live Crew, super over with the crowd. This is the one the crowd agreed on with 3 Live Crew.
Oh yeah.
Konnan gets eliminated first. Swinger's out next. BG's out next. Simon's out next. At this point, David Young comes out, sits at the ramp, and with a chair, kind of like trying to butt into things. Young ends up hitting Truth with a chair in front of the referee, clearly in front of the referee. Andrew Thomas looks right at it. I was like, oh, I guess. And then Glen pins Killings. That's it. Post-match brawl after that. That's about it.
Well, you gotta, as Truck said, super kick.
No, he doesn't want that. But that's it. So that was. I mean, it was not a long match, but it was like, come on. David Young comes out with the chair. Andrew Thomas looks right at him, and still counts the damn pin all the way through. I'm like, what? Come on, man.
Rough night for the Zebras, man.
Oh.
Rough night.
Clearly just feeding the feud, 3 Live Crew and these guys. So it's leading to a title match. Obviously, we're getting there. So just another step. But anything a note here?
RK with the subs during the throwback on Twitch,
Nice.
Look at that. Who's doing
thank you,
RK?
RK.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
including myself.
Awesome. Very cool. Very good. Good job. Good job. Thank you, guys.
I used my
Why-
Amazon Prime subscription to resubscribe to TNI like 2 days ago.
Oh, somebody give Jay a sub. Somebody give Jay a
Why
sub.
the hell? No, I'm subbed. I was like, if anybody should be subbed, it should be the crew. Bill, why the hell aren't you subbed?
Wait, where's your Amazon Prime sub going there? Oh, it's probably going to Impact. I'm sure it's going to Impact. I get it.
Well,
I get
the
it.
only reason I mention it is because if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can go into your Twitch account, you can go to the show, find us, and you can use your free once a month Amazon subscription to subscribe to the show. We would really appreciate it.
It is a good little perk. I gotta say, I gotta
It
put that
is.
out there. That is a nice little deal that Amazon gives you that you get
It
to
is.
use. You get one free Twitch sub a month. It costs you nothing, and it helps out the channel that you want to support, which I think is pretty cool. So, very nice. Jay, you subscribe to AAW too on Twitch? Very nice.
I did, yeah, during the show the other night. Yeah,
Nice.
that was,
Thank you, guys.
I mean, those in between shows, they're short and sweet. It was.
I love them.
It was unexpectedly really good. I will say this, and then we'll get back to the review. That Johnny Bravo that showed up with Ali Catch.
Alley Catch now. Yeah.
That
Ooh.
is the Johnny Bravo, the one that roasts the shit out of us when he's on our show. That is the one that I want on a weekly basis on Impact Wrestling. Fucking book it.
You're gonna see him weekly on AAW in the meantime, at least. He's there. He's there for a while. Here's another name for you, real quick, and total sidebar. Bill, you might know this name. You remember Chuck E. Smooth, indie manager, or you wrestler from the early 2000s, and became a manager later on. Chuck E. Smooth, after 15 years of absence, made his return to indie wrestling as a manager in AAW now.
Nice.
Chuck E. Smooth is back, and he's
Showed up with a monster.
Russ Jones,
Fuck.
who's another early 2000s, early to like late 2000s, early 2010s wrestler who just reinvented himself. And these guys are out of nowhere. They're coming back, and Chuck E. Smooth is back. It's
Hey,
crazy.
if that's one thing the pandemic did is maybe bring some people back into the
Yeah.
business. Not a bad thing when you look at it. And just
Yeah.
kind of another segue, because you mentioned AAW and we're throwbacking. I saw somebody put out there Samoa Joe and like who you'd like to see him face on the roster. And I know there was a lot of Josh Alexander talk.
Oh,
AAW did that.
we
I think
did
it was
it.
a three-way with Eddie Kingston.
Yes, it was the title. Not the title, but yeah, no, it was a title. There was a title match in there. Yeah, that's where Josh won our title, and we have done that match. That's on demand. On demand. That's a
So it is
classic.
out there for that. So I would say out of like the different ones, one that'd be interesting, obviously, would be your T-shirt and Samoa Joe. I don't think that's ever happened.
That's never happened. I don't think. I think the paths were not crossing at those times. That's a good one too. Ooh, I'd love to. A lot of possibilities, guys. A lot of possibilities. We lost Mark. Oh, there he comes. And Mark's coming back in. I don't know what happened here. His connection out there in Houston, not too reliable, huh, Mark?
Sorry, gentlemen. Yeah, no, sorry about that.
Connection's on holiday too today. But yeah, it's on holiday. Hudson with the new chair here. Hudson, I need a Chuck's. I get a kazoo for Scott Hudson. I need a kazoo. But in the meantime,
yeah, I'm seeing if we have anything. Right
see if you got anything. We need a kazoo.
Like, what's the opposite of this?
We'll go with that. We'll go with that with Hudson.
I was gonna say
Like,
we don't
we
get
just
that
go like this?
excited about Hudson.
Just going like that. Hudson with the new church. Mitchell vows revenge on Raven. And it says he's going to have a match tonight against Sinn, putting up Sinn against him. This is the infamous promo where Slash is throwing darts into Sinn's back, and they're sticking in Sinn's back. And it's like, holy shit, that's pretty intense.
This deep, and for those listening audibly, it's like 1.5 inches deep into his back. And Scott Hudson is like, looks like he's like about to like throw up on the mic because he's just like,
I have a great dart story.
God.
Oh, let's hear it.
So when I was a kid in my backyard, I had a dartboard on my fence because I wasn't allowed to play darts in the house. We didn't have safety darts back then, right? We had jarts, we had metal darts, everything was metal and sharp. And so I was throwing darts, and my friend came through the gate, which was for some reason very close to the dartboard. Turned the corner, my dart hit him in the neck.
Oh,
hit that fucking artery. It started squirting blood everywhere. He was totally fine because it was a small puncture wound, and he did have to go get it stitched. But dude, as soon as it hit him, it just started going. And we were like, "Oh my god!"
Oh,
crazy shit.
God.
Yeah.
You could have killed your friend.
I was like 12 or 13, maybe 14. Like total accident. Almost killed him, man.
You could have bled out in a minute.
Almost killed him, man. Yep.
Oof.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I love darts. I got in darts right like before the pandemic. I used to play it at work,
hardcore.
actually.
He's hardcore.
I love darts.
I keep darts in my car.
I love it, man. That's a great game. I never knew how to.
I have safety darts, metal darts, and tips in my car.
No kidding.
You never know, man.
I never knew how to score darts until like just the year before last. I had no idea, and I learned it. It's great.
So when I'm in Chicago now in August, because they moved the match, we'll play some darts.
Deal. We'll do it for sure.
Bill, are you going to that stadium show? It's on my birthday now. It's on my birthday now, August 20th.
Come on out, Bill.
Let's see.
I know J-Bone's coming down. It's an hour away.
What's that,
come down
Saturday?
too.
Okay.
Probably a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, I think.
Yeah. Come on out, Bill.
Maybe.
I got the deep dish. Come on out.
Right now the calendar's open. So you changed it because I saw Kylie is still wrestling June 5th, but not against Thunder Rosa. That got moved to that later.
Yes. August 20th.
Oh, so she is still gonna have the match. Against Ray Lynn now.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was Ray Lynn. Holly dead? Okay.
Wait.
Ray Lynn's going against Deanna on that show.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which they can't do if they somehow did Deanna versus Kylie when we didn't get it at Impact.
Yeah.
That's anti.
Yeah.
Indies don't do that.
Oh, wait. So
that's how you upset the booking committee.
So Kylie's still on the 5th show?
She's still on the 5th. Goes against Holly.
I would come out for that one, Marcus. Who knows? She'll make it to the August show at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, what are you saying, Trev?
You risk her like having 2 shows booked. You know what I'm saying? Like she might be like, "Hey,
yeah." But the Thunder Rosa match, because Kylie's bound to hold on to that belt till August now. That's what I'm thinking.
And you know what? Maybe things will be more open. Maybe
exactly.
You don't have to. Maybe we'll be at the point where it's like, you could take a picture without your mask on with these people.
Are you saying you don't think Kylie's going to be one and done?
I don't know. I think
she's not. She's committed to 2 shows right now.
Yeah, I think she's going to be 2 and done now. I thought it was going to be 1 and done, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can't make both.
I know nothing, but I think
I don't know
she's coming back. I think she's now doing virtual signings, meetings,
seminars.
She's
seminar set up.
She's coming back. She's coming back.
She's
coming back slowly at her own pace. It's just I don't know. I guess the whole question is, does she want to get back involved with a TV product? Because that's obviously a much different stage.
Right.
I think that's her big issue is the public, the real heavy stage for her.
Well, I mean, nowadays you can have a great long career on the indies.
You can. Absolutely.
So,
There's tons doing it. There's tons doing it. You can do it too. And she's enough name value that she can ride it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even in the very next match on this card, Christopher Daniels, the man's been doing it his entire life.
We'll go right to it. Kaz, it's Kaz and Daniels, but I think it's a very epic match in the context of things.
Should be.
Kaz comes out.
We talk about Mark, but how about RK here?
Man, RK stabbed the kid with a pencil.
Mine was an accident. Mine was an accident.
Stabbed the kid a pencil in math class after I got tired of him harassing me. Okay, RK, the statue. I hope the statute of limitations is done.
I just tossed the kid in the trash can when he did that to me.
There you go. So you can do that too. I don't even want to know about Jay. Jay's run over people on checkers for getting a burger wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Burger order's wrong. Come on.
I said no, Mayo.
Son of a bitch.
Extra pickles.
I've taken people to checkers before.
Jesus Christ.
That was a more confessions.
This is turning to TNI throwback confessions. What?
Tuesday confessions.
Man, we're an hour in.
All right, let's keep going here, boys.
The confessions and side talk is better than a review.
I was about to say, look, we told you up front this episode.
Yeah. This show sucked.
Yeah,
I'm happy to go off topic.
It's so weak anyway. But Kaz and Daniels, in the context of things, pretty epic.
Are you getting paid
meeting
for that, J-Bone?
Yeah, the Bang Energy thing. What do we get? We got a sponsorship I don't know about.
Shout out.
No,
to
these are at the freaking dollar store.
Are they really?
I
love Bang Energy.
I got a mix. Yeah, so these are like the few
That's
of the
cheap.
ones that actually do anything for me. Hell yeah, it's cheap.
They taste great.
At the Dollar Tree. This one is
cheap and easy. That's how we like them.
Froze Rose.
I'll drink too.
I don't know why the hell it's called Froze Rose, but it tastes like grape.
Weird. Yikes.
This show is making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. So I'm guessing, was this Kaz and Daniels' first meeting? You know, you're talking 03. Kaz is only like a couple of years out here. You know, and you're talking opposite sides of the spectrum. Daniels is an East Coast guy for the most part. Kaz is a West Coast guy who trained on the East Coast but did his shit West when he went back. I'm guessing this is probably their first meeting because I don't know. It's early enough, and you know, as we know, they become bad influence, and they're the addiction, and what are they now? SCU. A lot of history with these two. But they're during Casno, like a Casanova type. Comes out, gives the roses to the dancers. Daniels comes out with the altar boys, which they don't call altar boys, given the climate of things. Even back then, they were followers.
The climate of things since 2,000 years.
Yeah, followers.
The minions.
One being Spider Nate Webb, which is fun. Who was the other one? There was another one. Altar boy Luke.
Hawks? Yeah.
Luke Hawks. Yeah, Luke Hawks, the other one. In the middle of the match, they cut to AJ, Trinity, Siaki, and Ekmo trying to call Russo, just a little sidebar box.
They went to the big heavy hitting AEW picture in Picturetron for that.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you distracting from the match with a useless that didn't make any sense to me. This show sucked.
With probably one of the better matches on the show too.
Yeah,
you know, that was like the better match on the show.
And they cut to
one of the highlights.
Yeah.
It was to me historically, and I was going to say, Jay, I was hoping this was going to be our cover up, and I thought this was this was a very memorable meeting of the two. And I'd be dying to know. And when we post it out, I'm gonna see if Kaz can. I'm actually going to send it over to Kaz, and I got to know him. I'd love to have. He's hard to get on. With AEW guys are hard to get on. They're just impossible to get on. But he might do as a friend.
They get that con money.
Yeah, I'll ask him as a friend. We talk music. We got a bit of a music connection, Kaz and I. So I'll ask him maybe as a friend if he can come on. We'll see what we can do. I did briefly. Let's say I chatted with him last AEW taping, and he said I should cut my hair for my 40th. Come down and have a celebratory cigar with him. So he said, come down with Basil, have a celebratory cigar, because he cut his hair too, as you know. He's like, come on, a couple of short hair guys, got the cigar, come celebrate in Florida with your 40th, roll down with Basil, have a good time. I'm like, we'll do that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we do. So, I mean, I'm not as handsome as Kaz. He's a handsome guy. You know, he pulled it off.
But he married well too.
He married very well. He married.
The the looks he was given after he gave the bunch of roses.
I know.
His hair was like on point, you know. I mean, oof. He was looking slick.
RK, I was just gonna go to that. There's a happy ending here. Like RK settled the differences with the bully that he stabbed at the high school reunion.
With a pencil. Let's not go crazy.
My friend continued to live down the street from me for another 10 years.
Oh, hey, that's great.
Yeah. Shot Bravo.
Yeah.
We thought we'd never use that again.
Somebody at AAW was like yelled it out like when he did. I thought you were dead. Weren't you dead?
You know, I didn't catch the AAW show this weekend. What was the live crowd for this one?
It was the same taping we did. We taped 3 episodes that 3 weeks ago.
Gotcha.
So we're taping again Saturday. We're doing 2 episodes, and then we're gonna be at Bourbon Street on the 7th. That's the big pay-per-view. That's Manson Yehai. What's that?
What's the capacity for that one?
The Bourbon Street show is a bigger venue, so we get a little over 100 on that one. We get to 120 for that because it's a huge spread out room, 120-ish or so. Some tickets left for that one too. So, but the TV tapings are smaller. I think they're like we get a max. I think we're about 80 people on those. So, actually, my Bourbon might be even a little more if that's the case. It's just a big room. We're able to space very comfortable.
We'll be able to hear some interaction.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a big one. I got to plug it in there. It's Manson Yehai. It's the big feud we've been building up to for a while.
And I got to give myself a pat on the back because I almost went after one of J-Bone's boys today. Someone brought to my attention a post by an AEW guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can call him an AEW guy because he never wrestles really on the show. That the kid of Billy Gunn put a post out there, I think a couple days ago, that he was like the fan of the pandemic.
What?
Because he just he makes everything about him during every taping.
Okay.
And starts chants and no one chants other than paid. And he gets paid to be there.
Right.
But I was about to
taking umbrage
to be there.
Oh,
you're an actor.
You're an actor. You're a seat filler.
You're not a fan. You can't be an actor and a fan. You're an actor.
You're a seat filler.
But I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm gonna let it go today. I'm like, are you kidding me, this guy?
Or your nepotism's benefactor.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Well, there's a lot of things, and for the most part, and then obviously you had the AEW marks being like, "You're the man, you're the man."
Of course.
But I've been there. He takes away from the product.
You were telling us last time because
he starts chants that nobody other than the paid talent do. Like the rest of the people there have no interest in anything that guy says. Maybe the people at home are the ones that are like, "You're awesome. I see you on TV."
What audacity! What audacity!
He stands on chairs. Oh, you're so
It's one thing to do it. I'll be like, okay, at least you're not, because there's people there that don't care. Just like on this show tonight, they're not our show, but the NWA-TNA, like Vampiro when we get to that are just there going through, oh, awesome. Like, at least he's showing interest, so I'll give him credit for that for TV.
Yeah.
But don't then post that you're something with that.
Weird. Well, yeah,
Bill's gonna beat the shit out of Austin.
Just take him out.
I can't wait. We're gonna be watching AEW, and then all of a sudden we're gonna hear over the guardrail. It's Mr. Impact, and he's gonna be beating the shit out of Austin Gunn's gonna win. That's our first invader from Impact to AEW. He's gonna be fucking Bill. He's gonna be like, I'm here.
It's gonna be Bill doing. It's gonna be Bill doing this. It's gonna be Bill doing this.
Bring me fresh meat.
Bill, what finisher would you use if you could do one finisher on?
Yeah, I want to know his question. I want to know the answer to this. One finisher. What's front row Bill's finisher?
But specifically on Austin Gunn because he's a little bit larger. Like if this were like Palmer, Bill could probably just like put him in a torch rack and then airplane spin him into a fucking. But with Austin Gunn, he's got a little more meat on him. So what's Bill going to finish him with?
Nut shot.
Clothesline. Clothesline.
Honestly, I'm with you there. I was thinking some type of lariat. Like I think because that's you just got to go across the throat of a guy like that.
That's it. Take him out.
Just jump up because he's kind of tall like his dad. So just kind of jump up.
I'm thinking something more old school, like I always say. I think of old school. I think of Flair dropping the elbow on his jacket. So Bill's the merch guy. He whips off the Scott D'Amore jacket. throws it at Austin Gunn, which knocks him over because it's with such oomph, and then he drops an elbow on.
Oh yeah, because he's standing on a chair in the front row. Because
nice. Okay.
Why not stand on a chair in the front row? Because you can't see. Oh wait, no, it's about him getting over.
Dude, we got to get Billy Gunn's kid on here.
No, we don't. Get out of here.
It's probably because he's 5'5" because he's standing on a chair.
I'm sorry, James.
We are not putting him on this show. No way.
What if we get Kip too? What if Kip comes too?
I'll put him on my show. Be like, how tall are you?
That's enough. Mark, you're out of control. You're definitely out of control.
This show's so off the rails.
I'm going to file an injunction on you.
I could file an injunction?
This guy would too if we try putting Billy Gunn on the show. All right. Where do we leave off?
They really scissor.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we are at Daniel's Wins via
Yes.
Angel's Wings, which ties directly into last week when I said, hey, Trent, how long's Daniel's been? What did he use something different last week? I said, when does he start using the Angel's Wings? And you were like,
That's right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Here we
But
go.
he wins. He fires the Altar Boys at this point and says he needs to call his brothers. And I'm guessing Triple X. This is a Triple X phone call, is what I'm thinking. Loki and Elix have been gone for a couple months. I need to call my brothers. We're getting back to Triple X here. So
That's good.
that's my prediction.
It's good.
Can we get the return of the Elix singles run?
Yes,
Yes.
man. Let's get that with the video. Prime time.
That was a
Prime time. Felix singles run should have been so much more.
wow, we got so robbed in that run.
Should have throw the X title on just once. He could have been a transitional, but he built him so well to be a champion. I don't know. Elix is a missed. At least he got the tag belt, so I'm going to give him that. Missed opportunity.
He lives forever in the highlight reel.
He does.
At the end of time.
He's the highlight of Impact
Yeah.
Wrestling. No question about it. He's the one. He's the one guy.
In some ways, that might even be better, right? Like you truly live forever with a clip like that.
It's true.
And they did show that during the show last Thursday.
Did they really?
Was one of the Twitch. I was like, oh, all right. At least they showed that. At least I'll take that. But the rest was awful.
Yeah. We go to Raven with the Gathering with Hudson. And he says he basically gives the Gathering the night off, says he needs to do this alone tonight. So good Raven promo, always solid.
The lighting. Oh,
This was my favorite. This was my favorite clip of the whole show.
It was cool. The lighting was really neat. Yeah.
Raven effect, short trip, bad landing.
Yes, that was pretty nice. I like that tie-in.
And they cleaned up not hearing like other commotion in the background.
Yes.
Yeah,
You finally
yes.
taped this earlier in the day or in the trailer outside. Where you could tell. I think we caught on an episode a few weeks or a few months ago where like they fought in one of the trailers outside, and we like through a glance we saw that was where they taped a lot of the Raven stuff. Was in one of the truck trailers they had. It was like basically soundproofed in a sense. I think they're back to doing that because they're definitely not behind the curtain anymore with all the noise.
Yeah.
So it seems more natural. All right, so this tag team match. Special referees Terry Taylor. It's Kid Cash and Abyss against AMW, Harrison Storm. I wrote down probably the best match of the show.
Yes.
And Taylor gets taken out. Posey comes out. He's kind of all over the place. Storm super kicks the chair into Cash, and AMW gets the win on this one. The sequence is pretty good. The Harris tosses the chair. Cash gets it. Storm super kick out. Post match, Cash is really shoving Abyss. He's down talking Abyss. Keeps antagonizing him. Abyss hesitate. Finally, then snaps, and then they brawl. So, I think Abyss looked great here. Young Abyss, pre-cut up, destroyed body Abyss. Not that he sucked that, but like agile Abyss. Like when he's taking clotheslines over the rope and landing on his feet, and he's flying all over the place. I'm like, man, Young Abyss was pretty agile, man. I gotta give it to him.
This was one of the loudest pops of the show. If you go back and listen to the crowd, I was like, it was such a big pop. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna turn babyface before joining Jim Mitchell?
Basically did, right? I mean, that was the face turn for Abyss. He looked, I mean, people want, I like they milked it nicely. He's slapping him. You think Abyss is going to leave. All right, fine. Shows back up. Shoves him. I mean, it went on for almost 5 minutes of is he or isn't he? So off to the races now. I mean, Abyss, I'm guessing this is it. And Abyss he's turned face, right? This is the singles run now starting.
Gotta be. It's kind of a shame.
Hoping.
Yeah.
For me, it was kind of a shame. I thought they looked really good in this match together. A lot of tandem.
They
offense,
did.
A lot of good ring awareness on where each other was. Some good tags. I really liked the two of them together in this match. So
I could have gone another month with these two.
Yeah.
I wanted to milk it a little more. It's a little sudden because he's been antagonizing him every match. Like, let me get to the point where I can't take it anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Where so that's when Abyss. I think they rushed it a little bit, but either way, you're off the race with Abyss now. This is finally the breakaway. But probably the best. I mean, are we all in agreement? It was probably the best match of the show. I don't know if you guys, Marcus, Bill J. I mean, AMW is just seamless at this era.
The Harris second turnbuckle spear on Abyss popped me real big.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Bill.
That was my biggest one.
Speaking of, I saw they're booked. AMW
They are.
is booked together for a show, an indie show.
Are you going?
West Virginia.
I think West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Yeah.
Take me home.
That's a rough one. That's
Country
not
road.
pretty good. Bill's the only one close to that anyway.
Bill, you're closest to it, man.
Depending where in West Virginia, there are places that aren't horrendously far in West Virginia from me. I'd have to see exactly where in West Virginia it is.
Is it a soft return? Is this kind of a soft return for these guys? You know, try it out.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Trial run.
If we don't get Chris Harris on Access TV within the next 3 months, I'll be shocked.
Same.
I thought they were going to put him on Hardcore Justice. I really thought he was going to be on the team.
I thought so too.
I didn't expect Trey. I expected Harris, and that was your soft intro back in.
Well, they might want to let all of the rebellion build pass before they bring AMW back. You know, you got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I think Trent, you're going to get your dream come true. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be for the maybe Hall of Fame.
I think so. It's due. You got to put him in. Obviously, Storm had the lengthier career, but the two of them, I feel like that you can't put in. You could put in just Storm, but I feel like you'd have to honor both aspects. You'd have to say AMW. I mean, Harris has to go in too. I mean, he left, but he was a very big part of the company for the first 5 years. No question.
It's only the
about
Dudleys, right? They're the only tag team that's in
it.
the Hall of Fame.
It's got to be a tag team in there, yeah.
Well, and is Storm without Chris Harris? Like, without the AMW experience, does James Storm continue on to even become the James Storm we know today? And, you know, the beer money run, does he become like a tag team legend? That's really, he's not known for his run at the top of the company or for an X Division guy, or he's known as a tag team guy and like one of the greatest of all time. Chris Harris is the origin of that. Like,
he's very unique because he has two very huge eras of tag teams. Beer Money was gigantic in the Spike era of millions watching.
Definitely more popular team. More
popular, but the AMW stuff was foundational. That's the stuff that like the hardcores know, right? And that made him who he is. Like, you have I don't know, maybe Bobby Roode's free by October. I don't know. You know, maybe he's coming around the mountain. When he comes,
man, is he's still holding the belt up there?
Yeah, but the Good Brothers were on WrestleMania last year. They got fired the next day.
So was Paul White. He was in the main event of WrestleMania.
Right. So go figure, right? Anything can happen.
Yeah, true.
But no, just a. This could be the year. But yeah, I saw that. Hey, Mark, did you send it to me, Mark? Yeah, you sent it to me. West Virginia, Bill. It's doable.
I tell you what, man, for me watching this whole what we're doing here the first time, and me loving old school tag team work as much as I do.
Yeah,
man, it is AMW is absolutely one of the highlights of this first year,
no question,
of the company.
Awesome.
I love Harris and Storm together.
Because you can see why I'm such a mark for him, man.
I mean, in the beginning, it's a little, you know, they're a little off, you know, especially character wise. Like
more Storm, oddly enough, too, right? Storm is like kind of the more confused one,
because he's kind of hickish. It's a little cartoonish with pew pew with the guns and stuff. But then he brings it down a few steps, and then Harris brings his charisma up a few steps. And then they start to sink, and episode by episode, it's just, oh my god, it's so much fun, and just watching them here against a crazy team like Cash and Abyss and all that drama. Even though it's kind of wonky at a few times during the match, because you're wondering about that drama between Cash and Abyss. But man, yeah, it still shines. Yeah, that spear. Yeah. So when is that? I know we're going back and forth here, but when is that?
June 5th. It's just under 8 hours away. I just did the map.
It's
supposed to be Kylie
Douglas.
So they've got some time to. So they got some time to work out a little.
I mean, Bill, 8 hours is a walk in the park for you, my friend.
Bill, that's nothing. Hey. Bill drives 8 hours before 8 a.m.
Exactly. 8 hours. I'm sure you got hotel points. You stay overnight. You come back in the morning. I got a feeling our boys are going to be in West Virginia.
It's not impossible to be done. I got to look though, because I just got to make sure that's not a weekend where I already have a show. June's getting filled up pretty quick.
I'm gonna take a look too and see what I got going on. If I can
my anniversary show that weekend.
Yeah, I can make a flight out there. It'd be nice.
That's my 20th anniversary weekend, so I definitely
bring her out. Be like, hey, babe, look.
Babe, America's. You remember AMW? You remember when I used to watch the cage dancing?
You remember AMW? Have you ever heard of James Storm, hon? Yeah. Would you like to meet an outlaw, a real outlaw? Yeah. Happy anniversary. We're like, you're done. We made it 20. You are out. You are outlaw. Like, you are out legally fucking out. That's it. You're done.
Thank you, Impact Wrestling Slam Zone.
Oh shit! Awesome. Thank you very much, Slam Zone. So what is Slam Zone? Are you a podcast as well? What's Slam Zone? I'd like to know what Impact Wrestling Slam Zone is. Tell us who you
always
are.
Nice to see a new face. Yeah.
Join us on Thursdays too, Slam Zone, the post show every Thursday after Impact goes off the air. That's what we do. But all right, let's get back to this here. We go to Hudson with Don Callis and the red shirt security. Callis has a haircut here, by the way. He's cut the long hair. Okay, short hair Callis. Mm-hmm. They note that D'Lo has left the building very much like Jerry Lynn has. And Cal's like, who cares? Screw Jared, screw D'Lo. The hell, I'm supposed to give a damn that he left. The hell with him. So the veterans, so there's something brewing here. Jerry, D'Lo, these guys that Cal ass, as Watts would say, is targeting. So following announcement paid for by Shane Douglas. We get a little commercial. He's in the control room. It looks like Keith Mitchell's office at this point. And this is weird. He claims he's going to build a new franchise. And he says, come prove it. I'm holding tryouts, basically. And he's like, I've done it once. I'm going to do it. I'm going to build a new franchise for TNA. I'm going to create a new star under my guidance, my tutor. So he's out of the new church at this point. They've pulled him out of the new church affiliation here. I do not remember who takes him up on this. So my interest is peaked on this, but any guesses? Anybody have any guesses? Who the hell answers this call? This was weird. Like, they completely said, your new church stuff is done with Raven. You're going to do this now. Oh, it was weird. I was just like randomly took him out of that. So, what do you guys think about it? Jay, you're on mute. He's talking to nobody.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was typing earlier. Sorry. Now, I know at some point later he's the manager of the Naturals?
The Naturals, but
when
Naturals?
Does that?
That's 05 though, right?
They do show up in the Asylum, the Naturals. They're Asylum, I believe.
Well, that thing is, one of them was the hot something.
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots.
Chase Stevens. Yeah.
Chase Stevens is one half of the Hot Shots with Cassidy O'Reilly.
Yep.
But I don't know when the Naturals came in, and I don't know when Douglas started managing them. I know it was like a couple years later, but so I don't know like when the Naturals showed up. So that was my first thought, was like, oh, are the Naturals showing up? I don't know. Here's
an interesting thing I just realized. Douglas manages the Naturals at one point, and so does Candido. When he dies, he was managing the Naturals. But two out of three triple threat guys managed the Naturals.
That was literally the days before he died, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was nuts. I was talking to Danny Daniels this weekend on the road trip to the wedding. We were discussing, and Danny worked Candido like 3-4 times and said he was one of the best he ever shared the ring with. Danny also worked Sinn and told me a great thing about how Sinn sucked. And he was like, this guy was terrible.
Did he throw darts at him?
Huh? No, he didn't throw darts at him, but he's like, I took him aside. What are you doing? Why are you even trying? What are you bothering with this for? You don't have it. You just don't have it. He's like, I know, but I got in. He was Edge's boy, basically, is what it was. Sinn was he was an Edge guy. Apparently got fired after one day in the WWE. I didn't know that. Like one TV debut, and Vince was like, what the fuck did we hire? And I guess fired him, so this guy didn't have it. But I heard some great stories on the road trip this weekend. So interesting about the new franchise. My interest is peaked. Shane Douglas has money. I always loved him. So we'll see what comes out of that one. Now Raven versus Sinn. I literally wrote, he kills Sinn. He just kills him. Yeah. But Mark, I want to go to Mark first. Mark, you said this match couldn't even save it, though. Why was that? Why did you feel like? Because he was bloody. He beat the shit out of him.
It was just so short, and it didn't get. I mean, Raven looked good, but I just wanted a longer match. It's not that I didn't enjoy seeing Raven whoop the shit out of Sinn. I even wrote all Raven. Sinn opened up early, but I don't know. It was just Raven showing his viciousness. I like the use of the dog chain leather strap that he's using, and I love this storyline, like the Game of Death style storyline of like one by one till he gets to Mitchell.
I do like that a lot.
Piece of Mitchell this time. Yeah, I really love everything that's going on with Raven. But when I texted you, it was just about how even though this is Raven and Raven can do no wrong and only Vince McMahon could fuck Raven up, even he couldn't save this show. This show was just kind of a write-off for me all around. And I think by the time I got to this match and texted you, I was like, man, this show sucks. What can make Raven couldn't fix it. So I was like, fuck, this whole show's a loss if Raven can't make it better.
Yeah. Mitchell tries to interfere. Well, Raven wins, right? Well, first, I should go take a step back. He pins him after some chain shots, DDT. Mitchell gets in. Raven gets after him. Slash comes in to interfere. Raven whips him with a chain. About to get Mitchell, but Vampiro comes in to save Mitchell. They drag Raven to that same balcony and start hanging him. But then Punk and Julio come in and help out. So
it took long enough.
I know. I'm like, you already hung the guy, but I don't know, man. Vampiro just.
I'm gonna bury him again. Like
go for it. Do it. I'll take it.
I fucking buried Vampiro last week. This was more of the same. This dude don't give two fucking shits here. That DDT, that lazy little setup kick or punch, whatever it was, and then he calls for it and delivers like the laziest, sloppiest fucking DDT. Looks so nonplussed. In the interview segment, he looks completely bored. I mean, just why is Vampiro? I'm sure there's something bad going on in his personal life at the time that's being reflected here in the ring. But why the fuck is Vampiro here?
And he's not. I'm sure he didn't work cheap. He's not working cheap either.
He's a big name still at this time.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is all post WCW, but I'm pretty sure part of his exit from WCW, he was injured. So I think this is literally part of his return after his injury. So he's probably working a little lighter, I'm guessing. But I know
he just looks like he doesn't care.
Yeah, disinterested is a compliment to this version of him. Like I said, I don't know if it was during the show or before the show. He really was doing absolutely nothing at times and waiting for to see the cameraman, and then he would start doing something feebly, and it was like I've never. This is as much of stealing money as I've seen from anybody in wrestling.
Wow.
And here I thought he was just trying to look badass.
He's just going through the motion. He's just going through the motion.
He really
and I'm sure he was trying to probably play it off as that, but there was too many tell signs where and hey, if there was something going on, if there was some influence, hey, Jeff Hardy, Victory Road with Sting. Yeah, that can happen. So that could have been this. But it was just drawn out. So I think if this was short, maybe it would have been as obvious. But we saw him for too long, and there was just so many tells on how bad he was.
Yeah. Truck's confirming though that you guys are correct. He was injured. He was also just lazy at this point. Just out of it. It was just not.
It shows.
This is also when he was doing some of his best stuff with Macias.
Was around this time?
I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go back and actually watch it's that documentary that just came out that I talk about so much.
I recommended to Adam Thornstowe the other day.
Yeah. And,
Did you?
And he talks about his history with Konnan and blah, 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 blah. It goes back and forth between history and current, or what was current at the time a few years ago. But yeah, I'd have to see when he was, back down in Mexico doing this stuff with Macias, which is some of his best stuff ever. I think it was around this time. Maybe I'm off. I don't know. I got to look.
We should get him on the show and ask him about it.
He probably charges like $1,000 for an appearance fee to do it.
Yeah, I heard. So you know how I reached out to someone and got the fee thing. I heard that Nick always charges too. Yeah,
he reached out to. We'll tell you off air who he reached out to and got a fee request, which I thought was mind-boggling. Is Aldis doing it for a fee also?
Aldis $100 for a podcast.
He's all. I'll say this.
He's a reigning champion.
He's a reigning NWA champ, whether you like him or not. Whatever they end up, I'm going to give, compared to what the other guy was asking for, I think all this is fair with 100, but compared to what the other guy's asking for.
I'd agree, but let's just say I don't think that we're looking to pay anyone for podcasts.
No. I mean, just the fact that we get everybody to Impact sends it to us anyway. So what are we paying people for? What the hell? But anyway, so the next segment is a big one. This I want to spend a minute on this. Okay. TNA makes a big announcement here, and he announces the birth of the 3-hour pay-per-view that's going to take place on 11/30/03, and it's called Bound for Glory. Now, keep in mind, the first Bound for Glory doesn't actually happen until 2005, officially. But in 03, you're getting it announced here. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, I'm lost. You're talking to TNA guy, right? I got all of it. And I'm confused. I'm like, no, something doesn't make sense. I'm lost. It did not take place in 03. There was their first pay-per-view was not Turning Point. Victory. Oh my God. First pay-per-view, Victory Road, I think 04 was the first. Yeah,
it was Jeff versus Jeff.
First. Victory Road 04 was the first actual 3-hour pay-per-view in 2004, October of 04, I believe.
Yes.
Or September of 04.
So this was scrapped?
So here's what it turns out to be. This was going to be, now, I don't know how many of you guys remember this. There's around this time, one of the biggest angles was about to kick off around this time, and it was Jarrett showed up in Japan to attack Hulk Hogan. Yeah. It's a famous clip that gets put around on the highlight reels. Bill, you probably remember this very clearly because this was a big one. Nobody knew it was coming. Like Hogan did a thing with Flair. It was a match with Flair. Was it Australia or Japan? He did some kind of farewell match, and he was doing a press conference. And nobody knew this was coming. Door opens, Jeff Jarrett's there, and guitar shots Hogan in the middle of this press conference. And it gets, go ahead.
It's funny you mentioned this.
Yeah.
And you can see it's on the cover of the next one if you're looking on the Impact Plus app. That's the only reason why I knew it was coming. But someone during this episode holds a little sign, little white sign up in the background, and it says Hogan is coming.
So check this out. Now Armand remembers it was huge at the time. I remember when this happened. This was all the talk. This was message. This went bananas when this happened. Because you're still talking 03. Hogan's still a hot name. If anybody, he's a free agent at this point. Now let me read something to you guys here. This is the history of all this. Plans for Bound for Glory were originally discussed in 2003, and an angle featuring TNA mainstay Jeff Jarrett assaulting free agent Hulk Hogan with a guitar following a New Japan Pro Wrestling show at the Tokyo Dome was filmed on October 13th. The following, just a couple days after this show, is October 8th, right? For several weeks thereafter, TNA hinted at a future match between Hogan and Jarrett, possibly as the featured match for the planned event Bound for Glory on November 30th, 03. It was also rumored that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall will be brought in for that event. However, Hogan opted for hip replacement surgery at the time because the hip was killing him, and the Bound for Glory plans were scrapped.
Oh my God.
So This is crazy because I never put this together, that this was the original genesis of Bound for Glory. This was it. And they end up going back to it 2 years later. Not even 04. They go to it 2 years later. 05. That's think about how this would have been in 2003. You know
what's happening now? It's Swan Omega, except it's Hogan Jarrett.
But Hogan didn't have a belt though. Hogan didn't have,
but still, I mean, it's like two.
It would have been.
Games.
I just remember, and you guys in the chat who know, like Armand remembers around this time. This was like one of the craziest like things that happened. I mean, this was like all the talk. There was remember, there's two companies. I mean, Ring of Honor was still there, but these are two getting mainstream. New Japan, Hogan, Jarrett showing up randomly to attack him. It was like bonkers, all this shit. And it was nuts, man. And the fact that was supposed to be Bound for Glory, I never knew that. I never remembered that. I never looked back on it.
I never knew. I heard about the infamous clip, but I was always wondering what was the plans around that. That's actually very interesting that you brought that up, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a match. I didn't know that was supposed to be what was going to kick off Bound for Glory. Crazy shit.
I wonder how many people actually know that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So I want to make sure when we post this, Jay, we got to mention in the description so we can refer to that. Yeah. That this was the original plan for Bound for Glory was mentioned on this show. So it's just, I think it's a really big deal. It's one of those Impact trivia pieces that, man, you're a hardcore, you're in this chat, you're listening to this live or on audio, you're a hardcore, clearly. That's a real nice little nugget of info of what was because this is, it's a flagship show. And
I'll tell you what, that little piece of TNA Jarrett Hogan history deserves its own talk. Honestly, we should be, like combining more stuff surrounding it and talking about that by itself. Honestly,
Paul makes a good point.
It deserves it.
Your nephew Paul makes a good point there, Jay. Why didn't they bring this up when Hogan came in 2010? That's a good point. Like that was a built-in story. Hey, we're supposed to do this 5 years or 7 years ago. I'm here now. I'm shocked they didn't go to it, really. It would have been interesting to go to it at the time.
Oh, that'd have been... Wait, was Jarrett? Oh,
he was still there. 2010, he was still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He... Ooh, was he there in 20? No, he was not there. He was not there.
Why? No, yeah. It was Dixie Hogan.
That's right. Jarrett already been sent home because of the angle thing. Man, lots going on. These are little nuggets, guys. Little nugget trivia, chicken nuggets right here. You know what I'm saying? But... interesting, crazy shit. That Bound for Glory nugget it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, man.
When we finally release our TNA Impact Trivial Pursuit Edition, we're gonna have to remember that one.
I got a little something here real quick. So you guys remember? I don't know how many people know about this, and Bill, you might even have this. The TNA DVD board game. Did you ever get that? Do you have it?
I don't have it. I think Miguel has it. But I don't think I ever. At least I don't think I got it. I may.
I have
the WWF VHS game.
I have that one too.
From the 80s.
I have that too.
I have a friend who has a friend who just came into 10 of the DVD TNA games. So my buddy posted it. He's a wrestler named Alexander Crowley, and out of Texas. He's out of the is he in Houston? Shit, I remember where he's at. No, he's in Dallas.
Texas wrestling is coming back. Watch out.
Yeah, he's with the hybrid school in Texas. But he so he got it and he posted. I'm like, holy shit, dude, I want to get that so bad. He goes, my buddy's got 10 of them.
Is it trivia?
It's a trivia DVD game. And he's like, oh, Slam Zone's got that game. He's like, my buddy's got 10. I'm like, dude, get me one. So he's like, I'm gonna try. He's like, I'm trying to work on getting you one. And he hits me back. It's like, he's willing to give you one. I'll take care of it for you. I was like, all right, get that over to the house. That'd be great. So maybe I might have that soon.
We'll play in August.
We should play it live on Twitch, man. What are you talking about?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. That's a live game on Twitch we're going to do together. God damn it.
We're moving into tabletop. All right. TNI tabletop edition.
Yeah, pretty much. You can grab these on eBay for like $16.
16?
Oh, nice. We should all buy one and then we can play together in different rooms. We can play online.
Should do that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. You need a camera just shooting it and then we'll all play. So interesting. All right. So we go to
get it via Walmart. There's one on Walmart still.
Get out of here. Are you kidding me?
There's one left on Walmart.
Wow.
How much?
$16.50.
I think you should order it on principle and see if it shows up.
Right.
I might just see what happens.
Slam Zone said it's actually kind of fun.
We should go on Slam Zone's podcast and play. He's already got the game, man. He knows how to play. We can all just show
We'll
up.
invite Slam Zone
as
on.
we speak.
Oh,
I'm ordering.
Wait, Bill's ordering it. Bill's ordering it right now. He's ordering
We
it.
should invite Slam Zone anyway because he's an old pro. We can make this like a Sunday night random show or something.
Now,
and just do like playing a board game.
Slam Zone said something very interesting. He said that he took over the channel. His dad started an Impact channel 10 years ago. He took over it.
How old are you? Slam?
Yeah, Slam Zone, how old are you? Tell us how old you are. Sorry, we're almost on the last segment here, so let's wrap this up.
Is there a review?
Yeah, there's a review. Hudson is in the back with Siaki, Ekmo, Trinity, AJ, and Russo comes in hammered. I should say he comes in J-boned. Just stumbling in there, Jay. He's J-boned 2003 on a Saturday night. You know what, Jay? I think we need to give them a visual of what Russo looked like. Do you mind if I show them?
Go ahead.
There's a visual we could put on here. I just want to give people a something to go off of. He looked like this. Not quite that. Maybe this one. There we go. That's more like a
man, we need Kyle back. Kyle, if you ever happen to watch this show by accident, come on back on, buddy. We miss you, man.
You asking the guy you replaced basically to come back on?
No one can replace Kyle. I'm not a replacement for Kyle.
Have you and Kyle ever been on a show together?
Yeah.
You have been on one together?
Yeah, been on one together. Gia's first appearance, for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kyle was on that, huh?
Maybe. Yeah, I've been on with Kyle a few times, but it's few and far between. Mostly when I was just guesting back in the day.
Gotcha.
I remember Bill and Kyle had a show. Kyle's Hit and Run was it called? Maybe
Hit and Run. You know what's funny about the Hit and Run show? I'll tell you guys something funny. The numbers on Hit and Run were fantastic, and I was like, "You got yourself a hit here, kid." I was like, "You got a hit." I'm like, people want Kyle late night talk show shit. Absolutely. And it lasted one episode. That was it.
So just the one? I thought you did two. Wait,
maybe you did two.
Kung Fu Theater was
I think it was
one.
two.
It was two, but the numbers are great. Like if I'm in charge of programming, I'm like, you got yourself. I'm gonna give you a 12 episodes first one season deal. Go with it. You got yourself a hit here, kid. 2 episodes. He was done, burned out. Dave Chappelle himself. You know, the creative juices got to him. He was done. But anyway, Russo comes in hammered, and Jay, I think you said just like your favorite segment of the show. He's fucking rocked. It's funny we're watching it on 420 too, but he was.
Oh, it was
I know.
hilarious.
We need to hurry up. By the way, 420 is almost over, man. It's 11:20 right now.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, it's just hilarious. He's got the bottle and it's all wrapped up in paper, and he's all.
The best part was when he looked down at Trinity's shirt, and he's like, "What do we got here?" He's like, "Hey Jay, you don't need this, AJ." He's just fucking sloshed. Looks like shit, sweating,
hair all over the place.
Oh, he was all over the place. Great, it was great. Then we go to the match. That's it. AJ Styles, NWA World Champion, defending against Dusty Rhodes. Crowd's really into Dusty. I'm going to say this. The crowd is a Dusty crowd, which is funny. The minute Tanae's like, "This is a pro Dusty Rhodes crowd," and then you hear above the entire crowd one girl going, "AJ, AJ!" Right when he goes, "This crowd's definitely it's an all Dusty crowd." AJ, I'm like, shit. Pretty much. It's a slow match. Dusty is older. He's thicker. AJ's a high flyer.
They talk a lot about his knee injuries and stuff. He's got the wrap knee. This is it's hard to watch. I fast forwarded through a lot of this. Now Dusty's bleeding for the millionth time in his career. I just could not get it. I'm like, oh, they're kind of telling a story, but no, it's so.
The two don't mesh to me. No. I know a good worker can work with anybody, but it's just two extreme differences.
This match. Dusty in the very, very, very end of his career. AJ at the very beginning. If you put these guys somewhere in the 20, you find that 20 year gap in the middle and put them together maybe, but this was just wrong match, wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Bill?
Well, at least they were able to have a match. I'll at least put that out there because a lot of times you don't get to see like these. Now they're two obvious legends in the industry. So a lot of times you don't even get to cross paths. Obviously, if it's very late in Dusty, and we even said over the last year or so of matches of Dusty's, he really needed the right type of situation to kind of have a real legitimate match. Because I'll always go back to that ladder match he had.
Oh my God.
That's like, oh man, Dusty, what's going on here? But this was, and AJ, that style is not going to mesh, obviously. But at least they had something on. I'm sure AJ loved it.
Yeah, he did. That's Zach's right.
Outside
2 shows
when he
prior, he couldn't get up. That's
They had
right.
to have Russo help him up out on the
That
outside.
was rough.
I mean, and let's be clear that we all worship the ground Dusty Rhodes walked on. The man was the American dream.
Oh,
But
he's
man, this stuff right here is just so late.
Yeah, who knows? This might be an answer in the trivia game I just bought.
Yeah.
But I wrote though it was not a horrible match. It just the finish was kind of like you did AJ beat Dusty with a figure 4 pass out. He just passed out to a figure 4. I think it would have been more effective if AJ would have. It is, but it would have showed the real dynamic of who AJ was against who Dusty was. AJ hit him with the spiral tap,
And there's no need to protect Dusty here. So
no, you don't have to.
And that's the thing. TNA does. TNA verbally says as soon as they counted the 1, 2, 3, he's like he didn't tap out. He didn't tap out. He passed out. So they're still trying to protect them, and it's like,
Yeah, that's it. Just I don't know. It was a little wonky, but
if this group of 4 people didn't love it, then the chances are it probably wasn't a great match. We're watching AJ and Dusty. I'm with Bill. The historical footnote is totally worth it. Just
that's it.
I texted Trent about it. I said, dude, AJ wrestled Dusty for the NWA World title, and then he retired the Undertaker. AJ Styles is the man, there's not much more to say. Like this may be a dud of a match, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about AJ Styles, this match is kind of important. So
yeah. If you're talking about putting over your young world champion at the time,
Absolutely.
makes sense. It's like you have a legend you can bring in. So yeah, there you go. But this was a throwaway pay-per-view. This caps off the throwaway.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
At the end, Siaki and Ekmo come out to brawl. ANW come out to try to help. It doesn't work out. Trinity Russo's in there drunk and yelling on the mic, and he's like, Trinity, take off his pants. Take his pants off. You want to spank people, Dusty Rhodes? You're going to spank me? Take his pants off, Trinity. I'm dying at this point. It's like, take off his pants.
Me too.
I thought for a second.
I have seen that penis.
It was about to happen.
I
wrote Russo wants
screaming at her
ass.
for her to. I thought he was screaming at her for her to take off her
I know.
pants. I was like, wait, Jesus Christ, Russo! This is a family show. No, it's really not.
No.
Jarrett hesitantly comes out.
Oh, come on. Let's just say we're done with the review.
Well, hang on, let's finish. Jarrett hesitantly comes out and helps Dusty with a chair.
He's like,
I'm telling you, you go from Russo going, take off his pants, Trinity, take his pants off. I'm like, can you imagine hot Trinity getting down there and taking Dusty's big old size 48 waist off? You know what I'm saying? This is all over the place. This is all Jarrett's coming out. The bell's ringing. Jarrett's coming out. I hesitant to come out.
Oh, it's there, Skull.
It's there. He heard it. He knew it was coming. Then he cleans out, saves Dusty. Russo at this point declares, you won't get a title shot on the 22nd. Screw you. And then Dusty gets in the mic, challenges him and AMW versus Russo's goons. Off the air, done. That's it. What a fucking... This was my least favorite Asylum show in 65 episodes.
Yes.
Hands down.
Agreed.
Hands down.
I texted Trent to say it sucked. When I logged on, J-Bone was like, that show sucked. Bill popped in and was like, man, I don't know about this show tonight, guys. That was unanimous.
And I love Throwback. It's the show I honestly look forward to. I look forward to Throwback more than anything.
Yeah,
you know,
this was tough. Honestly, it was a tough watch. At first, I'm like, am I wrestled out? Is it me? And like, am I stupid? Have I turned
For a lifetime?
and like, no. And then I'm like, no. This is bad. This is awful. This is not me. This is just bad in every aspect of wrestling. Because it wasn't keeping my attention. I'm like, I want to start doing something else.
Yeah, same.
I made 2 cups of coffee during this just because I can get up and do something.
I smoked a lot of weed during this show.
It's the holidays, but yeah, great excuse. There's just 2 great response to this. There's Swinger doing this.
They really sizzle.
Yeah, it was.
And then there's us doing this whole review by Tony.
I'm firm, but I'm fair.
You know
He's
what?
right.
I still don't have access to the magic button, so I need a Zach Morris because this whole show has been a cluster.
Give it to him, Jay. Give him to Zach Morris. Whoever's hitting the button, hit the Zach Morris for Mark. We gotta get you access to this.
Yeah, this is horrible.
That about sums it up.
Horrible.
I think the most fitting one for the whole thing is
Who booked this?
and that's it. That's how you cap it off. It
You know
was
what
just
I like though is if you were to go back and look at this episode that we just produced, it's a really good reflection of the show that we're reviewing, right? You would look at this review and be like, God, this fucking sucked. This is like the worst episode of TNI ever. They're babbling about all sorts of shit. Like they don't know what's going on, talking about all sorts of non-related shit. People coming in and out. Hey, man, we just try to stick to the source material.
it's a talk show, guys. That's what you're here for. You're here to hang out with us. You know, we're not going
blow by blow on this episode.
Give me a break.
Check it
You
out.
guys never come back. You never come
way.
back.
No way.
So that was it, guys. That's the show. That's 65. 66 is setting up pretty nicely, though. It looks like this was just a bridge show. You know, this is a bridge episode.
I think you're going to get Hogan footage on the next episode.
That's the one. And I'm telling you, man, they milked that fucker.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Mark.
I need to ask a question because we say this almost weekly. These shows are so good and we enjoy them so much that if we were to be asked today to pay $10 per show to watch, would we be mad about our $10 this week? We're still diehard fans. We're going to watch and review no matter what, but we're paying this time.
You take a gamble. I still think $10 is cheap regardless, personally. You know, I look at when I was at goddamn Starbucks at the airport the other day, I paid $7 for a cold brew. You know what I mean? I'm like, what
Starbucks
the fuck?
at the airport, come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what did I just pay for? You know, like $10. I wouldn't scoff, but I'd be like, that wasn't good. And it's a gamble you take on anything like this. You take a gamble. You know, I wouldn't be pissed. I gladly would pay more than 10 for some of these. Some of these shows have been so good that I'd probably pay double because they're just so damn entertaining. So it's a gamble. It's like buying fruit. Fruit's a gamble. You know what I mean?
So you wouldn't have been mad. You'd have been happy to throw down your $10 still.
That'd be fine. It's part of the game. You know?
Yeah,
part of the game.
Absolutely. Bill?
I would not have been happy.
No.
No. This was a negative $10.
They would have. They owe Bill $3 for wasting.
You owe me $3, you cocksuckers.
Yeah. J-Bone, what say ye?
Yeah, I would have, because had I known what I was gonna pay for a few years later in my divorce, I'd have been like, oh, $10 is nothing.
J-Bone's divorce. This is a new one.
Did that come on the chat? The J-Bone divorce?
No, but it's going to start now. Like, surely. Somebody made a joke about my marriage earlier. I saw. We don't want to talk about Mark's marriage because it's too long.
Plus, it's also solid and stable. So fuck off, man.
Which one's Jay?
Exactly. By the way, Jay, there's an account. Yeah. There's an account out there called Which One's Jay.
Yeah, on Twitter. No following.
They're following all of us, and they're called Which One's Jay. They don't follow. They don't follow anybody. They don't follow any of us, but they're called Which One's Jay. But they tweet us all the time.
And they tag us constantly.
Always tag us.
You are. And it's new too. So I'm thinking,
which one's Jay?
I'm thinking it's like the same person that did the Trenty Forbes.
Exactly. One. It's party time trend. It's Bill's beard. It's who is this. We need a Mark. You got to make a Mark account now. Mark needs an account.
Mark doesn't need it. There's only one Mark.
No, but Mark needs a fan account.
Bill has a beard. Nobody's my fan though.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's a Mark fan out there. Truck likes you a lot.
I love you.
Oh, thanks, J-Bone. And that's why J-Bone and I will be over on that other little podcast.
On that other little
Smash this podcast later this week doing Rebellion previews and predictions.
You know it, baby.
Oh, wait. Now,
Let's talk
that's the question that was brought up earlier, because that would be the first time TNI is not doing a major pay-per-view.
Prediction, you mean?
Have we changed it?
How about we do this?
Yeah, prediction show.
How about we? Because Jay, you want to get one on Smash. I know Jay likes to keep some Impact content on Smash. How about we just toss on predictions after Thursday's post show, just on the same episode? We tie it all in on that episode.
Okay.
Because we'll have the final card right there. So it'll be a little bit longer episode. Don't have a guest lined up right now, but we'll tie in fresh Rebellion predictions. Oh, we do have a guest. That's right. We do have a guest. We got a guest Thursday. That's right. But either way, at the end of that one, we'll do a run through, present the match, run through our predictions. Jay can note it down, see who gets the best record out of all of them, and we'll go from there. So we'll tie it in. So we'll do our predictions at the end. And Jay, you can do a thing for Smash if you want, like a more in-depth analysis one on Smash.
Remember the days where Impact demanded we do prediction shows?
Yeah, no kidding. They still kind of want us to, I guess. I don't know.
Because I also want to cover this is Rebellion, because I got a feeling there's going to be some fun stuff on there. I hear good old JR and some makes an appearance. So yeah. So I want to cover that. I mean, any of you guys are welcome. Because I was going to say, we'll do a TNI Smash thing on Smash, but however, I don't care.
You guys should join over on Smash. Let's go do it on Smash.
We'll do it on. Like I said, we'll do a quick like round table one at the end of the post show on Thursday. Just toss it out there tack it on. But you do your in-depth one on Friday. Maybe whoever wants to pop in. All
right.
Perfect. All right. So that's what we're gonna do, guys, for Rebellion. And there's a bunch of shit going on. So Jay will do This is Rebellion on Smash and everything too. So that's it. But that's the show.
On Thursday, we'll give the idea if we're doing a react along and all that stuff.
I think we should do a react along. The react along for this one.
I would think for the big pay-per-views.
The big one, yeah. I mean, the numbers are nuts. People love just hearing us react to this stuff. So we just might as well do it. We'll open the room.
For Sunday night,
Yeah, we'll do. And then we got the post show for Sunday night too.
That's going to be.
It's a big one, guys. It's a big one.
What's happening? What's the main event? I forgot.
Get out of here, bro. All right, get your plug. Let's get plugs. That's 65, guys. That's throwback. Next week will be
Hogan versus Jarrett.
Yeah, Hogan Jarrett. 66 next Tuesday. Be ready for that, guys. If your Impact Plus is having issues, put it out there. Would like to know. I'm curious who's still having problems, but
put it out there and tag Impact and tag Impact Plus and. Who else should be? I mean, really, it needs to be everyone. I'm not saying be rude, but everyone needs to speak up and make sure that it's known that this is a very, very prominent issue.
I would tag Scott. Scott. I'd tag Ed Nordholm, Len Asper. I mean, you want to make noise? Tag them. That's the best way you do it. You demand that. So, but if you're still having problems, let them know. But yeah. So that, guys, like I said, Thursday post show. We'll do the Rebellion stuff. Tomorrow will be the TNI UK guys. They'll be releasing their new episode tomorrow, recapping last week's Impact.
Are they live or no?
Not live. No, they're gonna be. They have a taped episode. It's already in the can. It's got to put it up tomorrow. So that'll be going up tomorrow afternoon. So TNI UK on Wednesday, and then we will be there post show on Thursday night following Impact. But also the watch along with Bill and J-Bone. They're gonna watch along on Twitch, hang out. Starts right with BTI. BTI starts, watch along starts with
and
BTI. So,
BTI, you'll have the Iceman's intel, and then you'll have the Iceman on the review.
Yes, that's awesome.
TNI
I'm trying to get
exclusive the Iceman.
That's a good get. Iceman coming on. That's a fun one. I'm looking forward to the Iceman. He's great. So cool, very nice. So that's the schedule, guys. Let's get our plugs in here. Mark, where can people follow you?
Mark World Order, MARKQ World Order on Twitter. That is it. I am also on the Total Nonstop Impact Twitter account. You'll see me. I'll sign my name sometimes.
Yeah, so it's Mark. Usually when it's about Treehouse, it's Mark.
Yeah, or if there's a Tasha Steele's gift or something.
Yes. Bill, where can they get you?
They can get me on the Twitter mainly. At my name at William M. Gardner, Gardner. But also the Instagram, it is in the works. Maybe a Super Rebellion reveal this weekend.
Oh, all right. Maybe this is a
because
big
I will also be at the celebration featuring the Swingman earlier that day on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's announced.
Celebration is going to be on. I think it's nearly selling out, guys. You haven't gotten your celebration ticket. You better get it quick. Remember, it pays for itself like twice over. So,
are they doing a voucher for Shop Impact again this time?
That I'm not sure if they're doing it. I think it's if you're in early enough for the swag bag, you might be getting that instead.
Okay,
which is still cool.
So I think
T-shirt and that
Shop Impact merch, and you're definitely getting the shirt as well.
That's a fun one, guys. It's a fun day. It's a big day. The whole day is going to be a lot going on Sunday.
Are they turning the swag bag into a swinger bag?
You guys swing? All right. J-Bo, where can they get you, man? Smash, all that stuff.
You can find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing all things wrestling. The schedule's been a little wonky lately, but we're keeping up with some of it. You can find it over on YouTube and Twitch and all the socials, the Facebox, the Twitter box, and that Instanet. And for your bone on the go, the audio portion of Smash This Podcast is on anchor.fm/Smash This Podcast.
Very nice, guys. You can get this show on all social media at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Type in Total Nonstop Impact. It comes right up. All audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, subscribe, guys. If you listen on audio, definitely give it a rating. It always helps us get found more. Big shout out again on the iTunes charts in Saudi Arabia. Once again, the Saudis coming through for TNI. They love us out there. We're huge in Saudi Arabia.
The princes love the bone. Wait, sorry.
Everybody loves the bone. But yeah, we're huge in Saudi Arabia. So thank you big time to the audio listeners out there, and for participating and listening to all this stuff. We appreciate that, guys. Also, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, youtube.com/Total Nonstop Impact, ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. The One of the Dead Owl and Mike shirt is on sale. Big thanks to whoever ordered it during the sale last week.
Mine shipped today.
Awesome. Mark's is on the way. That's quick.
That is quick.
Actually very quick.
It was really quick.
They might be getting things together over there.
Yes,
I'm glad. So, guys, go pick up your new T-shirts. What else? Let me go through the schedule real quick.
Yeah, just a shout out. I don't know if they're still there, but I picked up my Scott D'Amore micro brawler on the Shop Impact. So
nice.
I know a lot of them sold out quick, and they might just have maybe autographed ones of some of them left. But definitely go pick those up too while you're at it.
There you go, guys.
Nice.
Support the brand there. So, guys, again, the show schedule Tuesday night, Time Machine Tuesdays, throwback episodes. Next week will be number 66, NWA-TNA. Wednesday, TNI UK with their breakdown and prediction show coming up for this week. Thursday is the watch along and post show for Impact and Access TV. And then special Sunday will be the Rebellion watch along reaction and the Rebellion post show breakdown following the pay-per-view. So it's a big weekend for Impact. A lot of fun. AAW is live again. Alive 7 is going to air on Twitch, twitch.tv/AAW Pro. A couple Impact Wrestling stars, some new stars you might see on Impact at some point will be on the show. So check it out, guys. Support the brand. That's where I work. We're definitely very tied in with a lot of Impact talent, so it's a good way to cross over the support. So that is at 7:05 p.m. on Saturday, twitch.tv/AAW Pro. Join us for a couple hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun to hang out. So anything else, guys?
Slam Zone, hit me up on Twitter. I want to talk to you about something.
All right, Slam Zone, get at him on Twitter. Guys, thank you very much. Very fun chat tonight, guys. We appreciate all the regulars. Yeah. You guys, the lunatics were out for throwbacks. We appreciate all you guys. It's been a lunatics running the asylum on Tuesday nights. How about that, guys?
It's a holiday. I mean,
it is a holiday. Mark's gonna go celebrate. But all right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Have a what we got? What do we got?
I got 20 minutes left.
Somehow we didn't use this the whole show, which is just crazy.
Oh, this is the good stuff.
On that note, happy holidays, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night. We'll see you on Thursday for the post show. Take care, everybody. Good night.